Hey, race fans, guess what? Okay, cool. We got more late models getting ready to roll out. We're going to lay a little bit of moisture down, and then we have a B feature, 8 laps the distance. Top 4 are going to transfer, and then right after the B feature, we're going to go to intermission. I got something to give away. We're going to do a 50-50 raffle drawing. If we have to go tinkle, we're going to go tinkle. I already went before the night started, so I ain't got to worry about that. And then if you need something to eat or drink, that would be the time to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and give you the starting lineup for your location freight B feature for your 4 State Dirt late models. On the pole, going to be the 99 of John Rowland. And to his outside, the 82 of Jace Parmley. Row 2, going to be the 74 of Kyle Bates. And the 9 of Dustin Tiger. Row 3, going to be the 79 of Jeremy Steele. And the 5 junior of Noah Ames. Row 4, you got the 26 of Glenn Powell and the 41 of Matt Menzie. And row number 5, all by his lonesome, the 87S of Steve Steele. Here we go. We're going to stack them all up, and they're going to be green flag when we come out of turn 4 next time. John Rowland, Jace Parmley on that front row. Dustin Tiger, Kyle Bates, row 2. Jeremy Steele, Noah Ames, row 3. Glenn Powell, Matt Menzie, row 4. And Steve Steele going to round out the field. 8 laps, top 4 going to move on. Who's going to make it into the A main tonight? Out of turn 4, green flag is in the air. Oh, look out, we got one around 2 tangled up. Kyle Bates is facing the wrong direction, and it looks like Glenn Powell has collected on top of him. Lights are off, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be green flag when they come out of turn 4. John Rowland, Jace Parmley on the front row, original restart. Out of turn 4, green flag is in the air. Chase Parmley, good run out of turn 2. Again, only the top 5 are going to move, or top 4 are going to move on. As it is Chase Parmley, Dustin Tiger, John Rowan, and Glenn Mitchell in the top 4 right now. Those are the 4 transfer spots. And the top 4 are starting to pull away from the rest of the field. Rookie of the Year points leader sits in second. John Rowan third. Glenn Powell going to be that number 4th and final transfer spot. As Parmley and Tiger start to pull away from the rest of the field. Matt Mendy sits in 5th trying to run down that number 4 position. But it is all Chase Parmley right now. Chase Parmley still your race leader as he comes out of turn 4. Dustin Tiger second. John Rowan and Glenn Powell your top 4. It's all Chase Parmley. He's going to get around Steve Still, white flag in the air. As they're coming out of turn number 4, checkered flag waves for the 82 of Chase Parmley. Dustin Tiger second, John Rowan third, and the 26 of Glenn Powell going to be that 4th and final transfer spot. POWRi Superstock feature of the night. On the pole, going to be the 56 of Mark Davis, and to his outside, the 2A of Ace O'Neill. Row 2, going to be the 26 of Donnie Miller and the 221 of Jerry Brown. Row number 3, going to be the 53 of Danny O'Neill and the 5 of Peyton McDowell. And row number 4, all by his lonesome, going to be the 10A of Dwayne Anderson. All right, race fans, we're going to shut the lights off and we're going to be green flag when they come out of turn number 4. End of 3, the field's going to work on in as we come out of turn number 4. Green flag is in the air. Down to the 1 and 2, Mark Davis leads them on in, but here comes Donnie Miller. He's on a rail. Ace O'Neill going to be sitting there on the outside of Miller. Jerry Brown in 4th. As it is Mark Davis takes lap 1, 15 laps total distance. out of turn number 4, it is still the 56 of Mark Davis. Ace O'Neal second, Donnie Miller third. Then Jerry Brown, Peyton McDowell, Danny O'Neal. Oh, looky here, 3 wide out of 2. Donnie Miller got a run. Oh, Danny O'Neal goes up a little high, but Donnie Miller going to go to the race lead. Ace O'Neal to the outside. Ace O'Neal going to try to run him down. Mark Davis shuffles back into that number 3 spot where Jerry Brown and Peyton McDowell are going to be battling it out right behind him. And it is Donnie Miller to the race lead. Ace O'Neal, Mark Davis, Jerry Brown, Peyton McDowell. That's the top 5, followed in by Danny O'Neal and Dwayne Anderson. Still your race leader as Ace O'Neal holds on to second. Now Mark Davis has got trouble. He's got Jerry Brown to the outside. Mark Davis, Jerry Brown going to be battling out there for third and fourth. Jerry Brown going to have that number 3 spot as they go down into turn 3. Now Jerry Brown going to try to pick off the 2A of Ace O'Neal. Miller almost a full straightaway lead, about 3/4 of a straightaway out front. As he's leading the charge, they come out of turn 4. Jerry Brown sits in second. Ace O'Neal, now Peyton McDowell trying to get up into the top 4. He's going to get into the top 3 instead. Danny Miller going to follow and Mark Davis shuffles back. So it's Donnie Miller in first. Jerry Brown, Peyton McDowell, your top 3. Ace O'Neal, Danny O'Neal, your top 5. Donnie Miller, your race leader, and he's going to have a full straightaway over the 221 of Jerry Brown. Peyton McDowell sits there in the 5 in the 3rd position. More trips around for the 26 of Donnie Miller. Peyton McDowell up to second now. As him and Jerry Brown are going to battle it out. Your race leader comes out of turn 4. White flag, 1 to go. Into 3 goes your leader for the final time. Coming out of turn 4, checkered flag for the 26 of Donnie Miller. Jerry Brown takes second and Peyton McDowell, your top 3. All right, race fans, down there in Victory Lane, your POWRi Superstock feature winner here at the 25th annual Tony Roper Memorial. As he gets his safety equipment off, you're going to have to make some noise, as this is the first feature winner of the evening. We got some more to crown. All right, I think he's got all that safety equipment off. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the 26 of Donnie Miller. All right, race fans, we're going to do something special for all you fans here tonight, because it is the Tony Roper Memorial. We're going to do some driver introductions, out-of-car driver introductions. So we're going to park all the late models here on the front stretch. We'll start at the back and work our way to the front. All right, where is my flagman? I see him. Can you hear me, Michael? Are you flagging this race? Exactly. So just park it. Race fans, I need y'all to do a favor for me. If you got a cell phone, make sure you turn the flash on. Record, take pictures, hoot, holler, scream, jump up and down, do all the fun stuff. Get rowdy for these late model drivers. Ladies and gentlemen, starting in the 24th position out of Springfield, Missouri, driver of the 74, Kyle Bates. And starting in the 23rd position, driver of the number 41, Matt Menzie. Starting 22nd out of Nixon, Missouri, he drives that 26 black and white. Give it up for Glenn Powell. Starting 21st out of Warsaw, Missouri, driver of the 99, the red and white. Give it up for John Rowland. Starting 20th, your current Rookie of the Year points leader, the 9 of Dustin Tiger. Starting 19th out of Neosho, Missouri, the 82 of Joe Dirt Jace Parmley. Now you got to get loud, ladies and gentlemen. Driver of the 00 right here out of Lebanon, Missouri. Give it up for Reggie Jackson. All the way from Frontenac, Kansas. Starting 17th, driver of the 33, Mike Bittner. Starting 16th out of Alton, Missouri, driver of the 13B, Brandon Baldridge. Coming to us out of Buffalo, Missouri, starting 15th, the 18, Tracy Cottrell. Starting 14th out of Buffalo, Missouri, the 87 of Dwayne Hobbs. Oh boy, all the way from Harrison, Arkansas, he's going to be starting 13th, the 5-star of John Briggs. Oh, this next row is interesting here. Out of Fairgrove, Missouri, starting 12th, is going to be the 93D of Josh Dugan. And to the inside, also out of Fairgrove, Missouri, driver of the 30, starting 11th, Dalton Cloyd. Starting 10th out of Moody, Missouri, the 5V of Carmen Vincent. Now your current points leader for the 2025 series out of Alton, Missouri, the 11 of Sawyer Kriegler. All right, ladies and gentlemen, starting 8th out of Niangua, Missouri, driver of the 22, Tim Petty. Starting 7th out of West Plains, Missouri, he drives that red, black, and white number 3, Joey Smith. Starting in the number 6 position out of Hartville, Missouri, driver of the 15, the opportunist, Trent Lynn. Starting 5th out of Fairgrove, Missouri, driver of the 60, Cody Nivens. At number 4 position, out of Aurora, Missouri, the 42 of Cole Wells. Starting 3rd out of Willard, Missouri, he drives that big 5-0. Give it up for Caden Cornell. Starting 2nd, your defending points champion for the 2024 season right here out of Lebanon, Missouri, the 4A of Dustin Atkinson. And on the pole out of Marshfield, Missouri, give it up for the 9P of Sam Petty. Race fans, we ain't done, because here in a minute, when I get the signal, we're going to count these drivers down to start their engines. But I need you to do me another favor. I know I'm asking a lot of favors tonight. After these drivers start their engines, I need y'all to make more noise than the cars on the track. Not now, they ain't started their engines yet. But once they start their engines, I want the drivers to hear you fans over the rumble of their engines. You about as sharp as a bowling ball, ain't you? So our four-state dirt late model race director there, Kyle, he's going to go through and he's going to talk to all the drivers, tell them good luck, be safe, put it on the trailer in one piece. And then after that, we're going to get ready to count this down so we can go green flag racing. Oh, you did make it up. Everybody give Michael Seitz a round of applause. He didn't fall. But now he's got to climb up the flag stand. Oh, my mic's still on. That's my bad, Mike. What? I can't hear you. I love you too. Your wife's up here rolling her eyes. And she already told Ronnie that she don't claim you half the time. Hey, Mike, I got 2 cookie ladies. I got the OG cookie lady. Like, she made me some brand new cookies. I don't know what they were, but they were delicious. Like, they were bad for the waistline, but so good. Is he grunting? Can anybody hear him grunting? So Kyle's down there. He just gave Cody Nivens the knuckles. Now he's going to go talk to Dustin and then Sam. And then we are going to get ready. Again, race fans, I need you to make enough noise for the drivers to hear you over the rumble of their engines. I said race fans, not race officials. All right, race fans. We're going to start at 5. Everybody as loud as you can. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start your engines. Race fans. Race fans, now is the time to turn those cameras on. Everybody needs to get off your seat and on your feet. Everybody up on your feet. And when your drivers come out of turn 4, I want the flashes going off. I want the hands clapping and everybody screaming and cheering. This is one of the greatest spectacles in all of dirt track racing. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your 4 State Dirt late models. All right, race fans, here we go. Lights are down. We will be green flag when we come out of turn 4. And here we go. Green flag is in the air. Bell motor off down on 1 and 2. Sam Petty jumps out to that race lead. 3 wide, multiple rows through the field. As lap 1 going to go to Dustin Atkins. Oh, we got a parking lot over here on the 3. Parking lot in 3 and 4. Parking lot in 3 and 4. I see Cottrell, Jackson, Tiger, Powell, and I think that's Matt Menzie over there as well. No, Menzie's right there. Oh, Glenn Powell's got a busted right rear. All right, so I'm being told that other car over there is the 74 of Kyle Bates. So we're going to get these 2 cars disconnected from each other. Did not get a lap completed. So we still have 30 laps ahead of us. All right, so we're getting Kyle Bates and Dustin Tiger, like I said, disconnected. I don't know what happened, but I know there was 5 cars involved. There was Glenn Powell, Tracy Cottrell, Reggie Jackson, Dustin Tiger, and Kyle Bates. All right, so Glenn Powell, the driver of the 26 car, he went pit side for a right rear flat. I think Glenn Powell's gonna be able to make it back out. Dustin Tiger's able to roll away. A little bit of nose damage. I know a great plastic surgeon in Springfield that can take care of that. All right, so we're going to go back to an original restart because we did not get that first lap completed. Sam Petty, Dustin Atkinson on that front row. We're going to shut the lights off, and they will be green flag racing. Into 3 we're going to go. Like I said, 30 laps completed. 30 laps to go. We did not get a lap completed. Green flag is back in the air. We'll go down to 1 and 2. Dustin Atkins is going to have the race lead as they go down the back stretch into 3. Here comes Cole Wells on the outside. It is Atkinson, Wells, Petty, your top 3. Dustin Atkinson out front. Cole Wells, Sam Petty, Trent Wynn. Oh, we got one around. Yellow is out, yellow is out. The yellow flag is out for the 87 of Dwayne Hobbs. Two laps completed. 28 to go. All right, race fan, lights are down. And we will be green flag when they come out of turn 4. Dustin Atkinson, your race leader, 2 down, 28 to go. Green flag is back in the air. Oh, we got one around right here on the front stretch. That's the 74 Kyle Bates. He's going to keep rolling. Never mind, just kidding. All right, race fans, we're going to try this again. Lights are down. Still 2 laps completed. 28 to go. Dustin Atkinson out front. Wells, Petty, row 2. Wynn and Cornell, row 3. That's your top 5. Green flag is in the air. Down 1 and 2. The field is going to go. Dustin Atkinson's going to lead them on down the back stretch. Everybody through 1 and 2, clean and clear. Now to turn 4, you're going to see 3 down. We got some green flag racing here as you got Dustin Atkinson out front, going to come out of turn number 4, followed by Cole Wells, Sam Petty, Trent Wynn, Caden Cornell, Joey Smith, Tim Petty, and Sawyer Kriegler right there going to be battling it out. Dustin Atkinson got a very good lead. Now Trent Wynn starting to come around, trying to come around the outside of Sam Petty. Trent Wynn going to get that daily double, the 2 for 1 special. Dustin Atkinson almost has a full straightaway lead over Cole Wells. Cole Wells sits in second, Sam Petty in that number 3 spot. There is cars everywhere on the track. Your race leader is about to have some lap traffic in front of him. Is that lap traffic going to give the 42 of Cole Wells, the 9 of Sam Petty, the 15 of Trent Wynn, the 50 of Caden Cornell a chance to run down the 4A of Dustin Atkinson? Yellow is out, yellow is out. For the 82 of Jace Parmley. All right, so we put them in single file so we can get them in the correct lineup. Lights are down, ladies and gentlemen. There'll be green flag when we come out of turn number 4. Green flag is in the air. Whoa, we got a parking lot. I see Dalton Cloyd, Reggie Jackson, Noah Ames, John Briggs, and Carmen Vincent. Oh, maybe that wasn't. Oh, that's my bad. That's Dustin Tiger. So John Briggs, Dustin Tiger, Dalton Cloyd, Carmen Vincent, and Reggie Jackson all involved in that parking lot over there in 3 and 4. All right, so there's a whole lot of confusion going on there. The 30 at Dalton Cloyd is going pit side. Not sure what happened or what's going on, but it appeared that they was looking at something when he was over here on the front stretch, looking at something on that driver's side front. So tie rod, A-arm, hard telling what could be wrong, but he's going pit side. We're going to stack them up, single file restart. We're going to be green flag when they come out of turn number 4. Dustin Atkinson, your race leader. Cole Wells, Sam Petty, your top 3. Trent Wynn, Caden Cornell, your top 5. Sawyer Kriegler sits in 6th. Green flag is in the air. Right, down to 1 and 2. Everybody's going to go. Single file, Dustin Atkinson trying to get back that lead. He had that massive gap between him and Cole Wells. Sawyer Kriegler sits there in 6th, and he's got Joey Smith all over him. Trent Wynn going to the high side, trying to get around. As Caden Cornell is going to go down to the bottom side, they're going to be door to door. Wynn trying to catch that 9P of Sam Petty. As the 42 of Cole Wells is trying to run down the 4A of your current race leader, Dustin Atkinson. Started on the pole, he's led every lap. Well, he started on the outside pole, led every lap. Good green flag racing we got going on here. As your race leader comes out of turn 4, it is Dustin Atkinson, Cole Wells, Sam Petty, your top 3. Caden Cornell up to 4th. Trent Wynn 5th, Sawyer Kriegler, Joey Smith, Tim Petty, Cody Niven, Josh Dugan, Brandon Balders, Mike Vintner, Matt Menzie, John Rowland, Chase Parmley, Dwayne Hobbs, Dustin Tiger, John Briggs, Reggie Jackson. Cars going to the pits. We got cars exiting off to the pits. Cole Wells trying to catch that 4A. Cole Wells gets to the back bumper, then Dustin Atkinson. Oh, we got the 99 facing the wrong direction in turn 4. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Yellow is out, yellow is out. For the 99 of John Rowland. All right, Delaware double file restart. Lights are down. We will be green flag when they come out of, oh, the 99 are rolling. He's going pit side as that right front tie rod is broke. Lights are down, ladies and gentlemen, into 3. Coming out of turn number 4. Green flag is in the air. Oh, look at the hustle. Oh, Bittner into the back of Nivens. Jackson into the back of Tiger, but guess what? We're going to stay rolling. Out of turn 4, it is Dustin Atkinson by half a car. Cole Wells down to the bottom side. Atkinson going to diamond it off. Cody Nivens down to the bottom of the Speedway. Yellow flag. Yellow flag is out for the 60 of Cody Nivens. All right, race fan, lights are down. We're going to try it again and keep rolling. Out of 4, green flag is back in the air. Dustin Atkinson knows that Cole Wells is there. He's got to be smart and he's got to be fast. As they're going to go down the backstretch and into 3. Dustin Atkinson leads them out of turn 4. Cole Wells, Sam Petty, Caden Cornell, and Sawyer Kriegler, your top 5. Top 5 single file, and then they're going to be double file all the way back to the rest of the field. As Dustin Atkinson holds on to the race lead, trying to keep that separation between him and Cole Wells as they're going to cross the stripe. Trent Wynn going to be sitting in that number 6 spot, just getting around Tim Petty, who sits in 7. Josh Dugan going to be in that number 8 spot. Then you got Jace Parmley and Joey Smith battling it out for 9th and 10th. For your race leader going to come out of turn number 4 is Dustin Atkinson in the 4A. Field kind of single files out right now. All of them down on the bottom. Dustin Atkinson holds on to the race lead. Yellow is out. Yellow is out. For the 74, Kyle Bates as he goes around in turn 1. So we had debris over there in turn 1. That's why the caution come out. Kyle Bates kind of helped point that out for us. "21 laps completed, 9 to go. And Dustin Atkinson has stole the show as he's been in charge since the drop of green. But Cole Wells has been knocking on the door wanting to come in. Sam Petty sits in that number 3 spot. Caden Cornell 4th. And Sawyer Kriegel, your current points leader, sits in 5th. Then you got Trent Wynn, Tim Petty, Josh Dugan, Jace Parmley, and Joey Smith. Followed in by Mike Bentner, Dustin Tiger, Matt Menzie, John Briggs, Dwayne Hobbs. So Kyle Bates had to get a little push start from the Midway Speedway push truck. And there we go. Now he's got her rolling the right direction. Single file restart, 9 laps remaining here for your 4-state dirt late model feature at the 25th annual Tony Roper Memorial. Lights are down. Dustin Atkinson on that number 1 spot. Cole Wells, Sam Petty, your top 3. Into 3, coming out of turn number 4. Green flag is in the air. We're single file. Everybody going to be running down on the bottom side of the speedway. Everybody wants to go catfishing tonight, as you're going to see a heat race distance to go, 8 laps remaining. Dustin Atkinson still your race leader. Cole Wells, Sam Petty still your top 3. And Reggie Jackson down into the infield, but he's just going to go ahead and pull down into the infield. We're going to stay clean and green. Dustin Atkinson getting that separation between him and Cole Wells. Caden Cornell coming up to the backside of Sam Petty, trying to get into the top three and get a podium finish. Laps ticking down here. Sawyer Kriegler now, he's to the backside of Caden Cornell. Trent Wynn to the backside of Sawyer Kriegler. Out of turn 4 they come. Dustin Atkinson, Cole Wells, they got separation between the rest of the field as they come out of turn number 4. Then you got Sam Petty, Caden Cornell, Sawyer Krieger, Trent Wynn, Petty, Dugan, Parmley, Smith. Oh, Dugan trying to get down around. White flag, 1 to go for the 4A of Dustin Atkinson. Down the back stretch, the 4A is going to go for the final time. Out of turn number 4, here comes the checkered flag for the 4A of Dustin Atkinson. Cole Wells and Sam Petty, your top 3. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to crown our 4-State Dirt Late Models feature winner for the 25th annual Tony Roper Memorial. Safety equipment coming off. Make some noise when he climbs out of that car. All right, ladies and gentlemen, get ready to get loud as we are about to crown the 4-State Dirt Late Model Tony Roper Memorial feature winner. Give it up for the 4A of Dustin Atkinson. All right, race fans, while the late models exit the track and we lay some moisture down, I'm going to give you the starting lineup for our POWRi Midwest Modified, which is going to be the next feature rolling out. On the pole, going to be the 5D of Dustin Dennison. And to his outside, the 7C of Derek Cook. Row 2, you got the 77 of Zach Willis and the 83 of Ben Newell. Row 3, going to be the 8K of Tyler Dunston and the 15R of Oakley Ragland. Row 4, going to be the 51 of Sean Henson and the 35E of Luke Aiken. Row 5, the 16A of Shannon Geller and the 17 of Garrett Parker. Row 6, going to be the 34C of Jake Carter and the 55 of Adriel Shepard. Row 7, the 27 of Terry Williams and the 14 of John Newell. Row 8, going to be the 6T of Austin Treadway and the 75 of Colby Lathrop. Row number 9, you got the 44R of Randall Cushing and the 28D of Dylan Dampier. And row 10, going to be the 6 of Corey Henson and the 65 Junior of Carter Jackson. All right, race fans, we're going to double them up. We're going to shut the lights off, and they're going to be green flag when we come out of turn number 4. Dustin Dennison, Derek Cook up there on that front row. Zach Willis and Ben Newell going to be row number 2. Tyler Cadunston and Oakley Ragland going to be that third row. Keith the flag man going to do the jig into 3 coming. Out of turn number 4, green flag is in the air. They're going to rock and roll down to the 1 and 2. And everybody going to get through clean and clear as we're going to go down the back stretch and into 3. Oh, Ben Newell up over the cushion. He's wild. Oh, we got cars turning. Yellow is out, yellow is out. Yellow flag is out as we got Jake Carter, Luke Aiken, and I think that's Shannon Geller down there as well in the infield. Luke Aiken's got something hanging off his car. Lights are down, ladies and gentlemen. Delaware double file restart. Dustin Dennison out front. Derek Cook, Zach Willis, top 3. Green flag back in the air. Down through 1 and 2 they go. Dustin Dennison going to lead them down into 3. Derek Cook, Zach Willis, they're still door to door. Tyler Cadunston and Oakley Ragland are door to door. Ragland and Cadunston going to round out your top 5. Ben Newell sitting back there in 6th. Sean Henson going to be back there as well as Dustin Dennison, your race leader. Zach Willis going to have that number 2 spot. Dennison, Cook, or Dennison, Willis, Cook, Ragland, Knudsen. That's your top 5. Then you got Newell, Henson. Oh, Garrett Parker goes around to the bottom of 1. Yellow is out, yellow is out, yellow is out for the 17 of Garrett Parker. Lights off, ladies and gentlemen, as they come out of turn number 4. Green flag is in the air. Down the back stretch, the field's going to go. Dustin Dennison trying to get that separation. Derek Cook, Zach Willis still battling it out. So is Oakley Ragland and Tyler Knudsen as they're battling. Oh, Carter Jackson goes around. Oh no, yellow is out, yellow, yellow, yellow. Carter Jackson turned. Dylan Dampier, Jake Carter, Randall Cushing, Shannon Geller, and Garrett Parker all collected in that. All right, race fans, single file restart. The mess is cleaned up. Lights are out of turn 4. Green flag is in the air. Down in the 1 and 2. They're going to go. Dustin Dennison leads them. Zach Willis going right back to the top shelf. Derek Cook down on the bottom side. Oakley Ragland up to 4th as Ben Newell and Tyler Knudsen are going to battle it out for 5th and 6th. It's all Dustin Dennison right now. Derek Cook up to that number 2 spot as he battles with the 77 of Zach Willis. Derek Cook's got that number 2 spot. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Yellow is out for the 17 of Garrett Parker. All right, not sure what that was all about. The driver's got a little antsy. Lights are down. Out of turn 4, green flag is in the air. 8 laps down, 7 to go. Single file all the way through 1 and 2 down the back stretch. We're going to go. Derek Cook, he's got something working as he comes to the back bumper there. Dustin Dennison, your race leader. Oakley Ragland now on the bottom side trying to get a run on that 77 of Zach Willis as they're going to be door to door down the back stretch and into 3. That's the battle we're watching right now, the battle for 3rd and 4th between Oakley Ragland going to take over 3rd. Ben Newell going to come to his back bumper and try to follow him. As the 5D of Dustin Dennison leads the way, he's been in charge since the drop of green, and he hasn't looked back. Dennison, Cook, Ragland. Ben Newell sits in 4th as Willis shuffles back to 5th. Dustin, oh, we got one facing the wrong way. That is the 55 of Adriel Shepard. Yellow is out, yellow is out, yellow is out. All right, lights are down. We're going to try it again. We are a single file restart. The 5D of Dustin Dennison, your race leader and has been since lap 1. Can he hold on as we get back underway with green flag racing? Oakley Ragland, they're trying to get into that number 2 spot around the 7C of Derek Cook. Ben Newell going to be there in 4th. Watch your top 4. Dustin Dennison going to cross the stripe 2 more trips around. Out of turn number 4, we're going to see the white flag. Checkers or wreckers time. One more trip around as they're going to go down the backstretch for the final time. Into 3 goes the 5D, your race leader. Coming to the checkered flag of Dustin Dennison. Derek Cook 2nd, and Ben Newell takes home that top 3. All right, race fans, down there in victory lane, your POWRi Midwest Modified feature winner at the 25th Annual Tony Roper Memorial. He's going to get his safety equipment off. I see the helmet's already off. As he gets ready to climb out of that car, make sure you make some noise. Give it up for the... Oh, wait, I thought I seen him coming out. There's the helmet. Give it up for the 5D of Dustin Dennison. Gun Hornets pulling out onto the track. On the pole is going to be the 8 of Kyle Kraus and his outside, the 66 of Max Dublin. Row 2 going to be the 18 of Clay Chancellor and the 25 of Rhett Edgar. Row 3 going to be the 44 of Peyton Willis and the 3C of Charlie O'Neill, and riding shotgun in row 4, the 85J of Joseph Aiken. So Peyton Willis unable to make the call. 12 laps of distance here for these young guns. Who's going to be the victor at the 25th Annual Tony Roper Memorial? Green flag is in the air. Good battle up front between Kyle Kraus and Max Dublin. Here comes Rhett Edgar and that 25 machine. Clay Chancellor sitting fourth as lap 1 goes to the 8 of Kyle Kraus. Oh, Rhett Edgar's got to run on Dublin down on the bottom side, but Dublin's just going to powerhouse it down the back stretch. Clay Chancellor now up there as well. It's all Kyle Kraus right now out front. Single file, they go through 3 and 4. It's still Kyle Kraus, your race leader. Max Dublin second, Rhett Edgar third. Clay Chancellor fourth. Charlie O'Neill fifth, and Joseph Aiken rounds out the field. Oh, Dublin goes in hard. '85 got leaking. 85's damaged his radiator. He's leaking. All right, so after all that mishap, Rhett Edgar going to be your race leader. Clay Chancellor second, Charlie O'Neill third, and Kyle Kraus going to go back to the back part of the field. Max Dublin broke his right front when him and Kyle Kraus kind of made contact. And then the 85J of Joseph Aiken, he's got a busted radiator, so he's going pit side as well. So we're going to shut the lights off. They're going to be green flag when we come out of turn number 4 for your Young Gun Hornets. Into 3 coming out of turn number 4, green flag. Rhett Edgar going to lead him on down into 3. Clay Chancellor going to try to run him down. Kyle Kraus going to try to get back up into the race lead where he was before the mishap. It's still Rhett Edgar out front. Clay Chancellor, Charlie O'Neill, and Kyle Kraus were kind of single file here for your Young Gun Hornets as they got laps ticking down, but they are running a good race. Nice, smooth, consistent laps for all of them. As Edgar going to cross the stripe, still your leader. Oh, looks like Clay Chancellor starting to close the gap there. Kyle Kraus trying to run down that 3C of Charlie O'Neill. Yeah, Clay Chancellor, he is slowly running down the 25 of Rhett Edgar. But does he have enough laps left to make it happen? Down into 3 they go. They're going to cross the stripe. You got 2 more trips around. Kyle Kraus going to get up and around Charlie O'Neill. Kyle's going to bobble it. Charlie's going to battle back. Coming out of turn 4 with your race leader. White flag waves for the 25 of Rhett Edgar. Down the backstretch and into 3 for the final time. Coming out of turn number 4, checkered flag waves for the 25 of Rhett Edgar. Clay Chancellor second, Kyle Kraus third, and Charlie O'Neill going to take 4th. All right, race fans. Another victory lane about to go down, this time for the Young Gun Hornets at the 25th Annual Tony Roper Memorial. Safety equipment coming off. I see the helmets off. Getting everything undone so he can climb out of that car. Give it up for the 25 of Rhett Edgar. Here we go. POWRi Pure Stocks. 15 laps of distance on the pole. Going to be the 0 of James Reedus into his outside the 14 of Derek Davis. Row 2 going to be the 19 of Trenton Houston and the 26 of Preston McDowell. Row 3 going to be the 32 of Richard Adams and the 21 of Peyton McDowell. Row number 4 going to be the 9 of Mike Piercy and the 68 of Rhonda Lamke. And row 5 going to be the 42 of Trevor Ellingson. Number 4. 15 laps the distance here for your POWRi Pure Stock feature. Davis on that front row out of turn 4. Green flag is in the air. Reedus going to have the lead out of 2 down the back stretch. Oh! Preston McDowell got the door shut on him, had to check up. And then got a nice little shot to the shorts by Peyton. Lap 1 going to go to the 0 with James Reedus, Derek Davis, Trenton Houston going to be your top 3. It's all James Reedus right now. As Peyton McDowell trying to get around the 19 there. Trenton Houston trying to get into the top 3. James Reedus says, see you, bye-bye. Peyton McDowell now going to battle Derek Davis for the race lead. It's going to be a door-to-door battle and out into 3 and 4. Coming out of turn 4, it's James Reedus, your leader. Peyton McDowell to second. Derek Davis third. Trenton Houston, Preston McDowell, Richard Adams, Trevor Ellingson, Mike Piercy, and then Lamke. James Reedus got her set on kill on the top side of the speedway. Trenton Houston going to follow him, try to find the fast line. As Houston going to get around the 14 of Derek Davis. Mike Piercy facing the wrong direction. Yellow is out, yellow is out, yellow, yellow, yellow for the 9 of Mike Piercy. Green flag is back in the air out of turn 4. As they're going to work on down into 1 and 2. Peyton McDowell going to try to get around Derek Davis, but Derek Davis says, nah, I want to be back up at the front. As James Reedus going to lead the charge out of turn number 4. It is Reedus, followed in by, Peyton McDowell by literally a bumper. Derek Davis third, Trenton Houston going to be there. Preston McDowell rounding out your top 5, but Richard Adams trying to come up and steal away that number 5 position. As James Reedus is gone like yesterday. Now you got top 5 cars pretty much all going top side. Reedus, McDowell, Davis, Houston, McDowell. Richard Adams there in that green 32 going to stay down on the bottom side. Laps ticking down here in your POWRi Pure Stock feature. Now Peyton McDowell's got separation between him and Trenton Houston. Houston's still battling it out with Derek Davis there for third. But it is all James Reedus out front. Peyton McDowell, Trenton Houston up into that number 3 spot again. Preston McDowell starting to run down Derek Davis, trying to go from 5th to 4th. Mike Piercy gets wild coming out of turn 4, but he's going to bring it back onto the track. We're going to stay clean and green. They're going to cross the stripe 2 more trips around here. For your POWRi Pure Stocks. Reedus staying on the top shelf all the way around the track. Out of turn 4, white flag. 1 to go, 1 more trip for the double, or for the 0 James Reedus. Down into 3. Coming out of turn number 4, checkered flag waves for the 0 James Reedus. Peyton McDowell second, Trenton Houston your top 3. All right, race fans down there in victory lane. Safety equipment's off. Give it up for the 0 of James Reedus. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the final feature of the evening, and that is going to be your POWRi B mods. I'm going to go ahead and tell you how they're going to line up. On the pole is going to be the 65 of Chris Jackson, and to his outside, the 68 of Donnie Betts. Row number 2 is going to be the 2 of Eric Graves and the 14C of Cody Crabtree. Row 3, you got the 5C of Brian Cook, and to his outside, the 55G of Luke Gideon. Row number 4 is going to be the 49 of Mason Rodden and the 44T of Casey Thomas. And riding shotgun in row number 5, all by his lonesome, going to be the 7 of William Garner. So it appears Casey Thomas is unable to make the call, unable to make it out for the feature. Not sure what happened. So we got 8 cars, 15 laps the distance. So the 7 of William Garner there, he was at Lucas Oil Speedway running his USRA stock car tonight. They got done. He loaded up and came straight here with the Midwest mod. right, we're going to stack them up. 2 by 2, they're going to go. One to go from the starter stand. And they're going to be green flag when we come out of turn 4. Green flag's going to be in the air. Down through 1 and 2, we're going to go. Chris Jackson going to be out front, going to be leading the charge. Donnie Betts second, Eric Graves third. Cody Crabtree sits in 4th. And Brian Cook and Luke Gideon going to battle it out for 5th and 6th. Top 4 single file. Right now the battle I'm watching is Brian Cook and Luke Gideon as they're battling for 5th and 6th there. And neither one is given an inch. They're both going to be door-to-door silhouetting it all the way around the track. William Garner comes up in front of the 49 of Mason Rodden. William Garner got his little Midwest mod earning and burning. As your race leader, the 65 of Chris Jackson going to come out of turn 4, going to cross the stripe. He'll be followed in by Donnie Betts, Eric Graves, Cody Crabtree, and Brian Cook, your top 5. Yellow is out, yellow is out, yellow. Not sure. All right, we think we got some debris on the front stretch, so we're going to check that out. All right, so 4 laps down, 11 to go. All right, lights are down. Chris Jackson, your race leader. Out of turn 4, green flag is in the air. Out of turn 4, it is Chris Jackson still to the lead. Eric Graves comes up to second around the 68 of Donnie Betts. Brian Cook sits there in 4th trying to get 3rd. Cody Crabtree says, nah, number 4 is my spot. Chris Jackson, see you later. Eric Graves, second. Donnie Betts. Brian Cook up to fourth. Cody Crabtree sits in fifth. Luke Gideon sixth. And the seventh position goes to the 7 car of William Garner, as Chris Jackson has a full straightaway on the rest of the field. Now Brian Cook. Cook trying to get up and around Crabtree again, as Crabtree just will not back down. Brian Cook, Cody Crabtree, they are battling it out for 4th and 5th. As neither one's able to get an edge or back down. Your race leader, Jackson, going to cross the stripe. And here comes the rest of the field. Eric Graves holds on to second, but Donnie Betts right there to the back tire. Same thing goes for Brian Cook and Cody Crabtree. Crabtree gets right to the back tire. Chris Jackson about a half a track, not quite a half a track lead over the rest of the field. Again, that battle there for 4th and 5th between Cook and Crabtree, that's what I'm watching right now, seeing who's going to get the edge, who's going to pull ahead, who's going to bobble it, as Crabtree comes back up to 4th. Your race leader, he's going to come out of turn 4. We're going to see the white flag. 1 to go. Here comes Eric Graves, man in second. Donnie Betts third. Crabtree 4th. Ladies and gentlemen, out of turn number 4, checkered flag for the 65 of Chris Jackson. Eric Graves second and Donnie Betts third. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time to crown the final feature winner here at the 25th Annual Tony Roper Memorial. He's pulled up down there in Victory Lane. I see helmet off, getting the rest of his safety equipment off. Excuse me. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise when he climbs out of that car for the 65 of Chris Jackson. Race fans, Chris Jackson's going to get his victory lane photo. As you exit the facility, we ask that you do pick up your trash, throw it in the proper trash receptacles, and we will see you all next Friday night right here at the Mighty Midway for the Gary Woodall Memorial. Y'all have a safe and a happy rest of your weekend.